Hey guys, Paul from Ashen Phoenix. We're back. It's a new comic book day for the week of July 12th, and we're going to get started right now. This episode brought to you by Campfire Ashes. We had a new episode that just dropped this Friday. It's our 1-year anniversary. So, yeah, check it out. The two-parter. This is going to be the first of a two-parter to kind of like tie everything together, all that kind of fun stuff. So, yeah, check it out. Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, wherever you find your podcast.
Hey guys, it's Tim from Capes and Scowls, the comic book store. Paul and Tim do a thing, and one other thing. Capes and Scowls. I don't remember which one, I forgot. I'm from places. Let's talk about these trades. First up, we got Daredevil, The Man Without Fear. This is the 13th volume of the Epic Collection. Covers 1988 to 89. Typhoid Mary. Good stuff. Past tense, I don't know what this is, but it looks pretty awesome, so this might get checked out later by me. We got Hailstone, which looks like a creepy Western horror kind of story, which I'm always down for. Star Wars Hyperspace Stories. These are the slightly younger stories that are published by through Dark Horse. We've got Wind, Volume 3 by Tinian. This is his young reader story from Boom.
That was really good.
Really good, yes. We got Marvel Masterworks ASM. This is Volume 4, which collects Amazing Spider-Man 29 to 38. We also have Marvelverse Spider-Woman, which this has a pretty interesting mix of stuff as well. Good way to learn about her. We have Black Tape. I talked about this a little bit. This is a weird horror story, but I really dig it. Dan Panosian is a good dude. Minor Threats, we talked about this by Patton Oswalt. Very, very cool book. Very silly. I'm sure this will become a thing at some point. We've got Royal City, Giant Compendium, coming out the same week as Fish Flies from Jeff Lemire. Good marketing. Good marketing.
Same artist.
Which is Jeff Lemire. Grimm, Volume 2 from Boom. Grimm's really good. I know Matt likes it. He's shaking his head. We've got... There it is. That's the stuff.
That's the word.
That's the stuff. Audio video. Audio video. Entertainment. He's over there. Star Wars Epic Collection, Tales of the Jedi, Volume 3 of Tales of the Jedi. Cool story from Dark Horse from back in the day. Doctor Strange by Donny Cates. This has the entirety of Damnation and some of the issues surrounding it. Damnation was very fun. We got I Am Batman, Volume 1. I feel like this has been out forever in hardcover. Scorched, Volume 2. A Plague Rises. I know nothing. It just says that real big. Nemesis Reloaded. This book is messed up, just like the original. If you want a messed up Mark Millar book. Fantastic Four. Whatever happened to the Fantastic Four? What a wonderful cover. It's issue 1 through 6 of the 2022 series. DC Mech, Volume... I don't know if this is Volume 1 or the whole thing. I actually think it's the whole thing in hardcover. We got Quick Stops for you Kevin Smith aficionados. Here's that. Yep, if you're that guy, there you go. We've got Suicide Squad, Get Joker. This has been out in hardcover for a while. Now it's out in softcover. And look, it's got Wild Dog. Who doesn't love Wild Dog? Wild Dog. And last but not least is 8 Limbs by Stephanie Phillips. I forget what this is about, but I pre-ordered it and I'm going to buy it today. So I think it's great for some reason. I don't remember.
First up, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Stranger Things, issue number 1. This is a fun one. This is 1985. It is the Stranger Things kids come to New York for a field trip, and they hear hissing in the subways, and they're like, rats, no, possibly Demogorgons. And it's actually Demogorgons mixed with Mousers. And they run smack dab into the TMNT guys. This is a really fun story. This is actually really, really, really good. You get to see Elle in her glory and like vintage Ninja Turtles going through and them trying to kind of reconcile the weirdness in both their worlds. So should be a fun series. You should definitely check it out.
All right, first for me, we got Loki, issue number 2. This book, still great. Loki, at the end of the last issue, was imprisoned by a bunch of dwarves who don't want to listen to him because that's a pretty good idea. He is kind of a jerk. We do end up with interesting battles going on here. Different sects, I guess I'll say, of dwarves that have different abilities based on different weapons they're trying to forge. They're basically all trying to outdo each other and making very dangerous weapons. And Loki's kind of just sitting back in jail like, oh, this isn't going to end well. And it largely doesn't. So if you want to see a very interesting issue, this is definitely it. There's amazing visuals here. There's some stuff that happens and you turn the page and you're like, yep, alright, perfect. Pretty good, and it furthers the story, and I'm ready for the third one already. I thought it was pretty good, so check it out.
What's going on, my fellow entertainment aficionados? My name is Matt of the comic book store and Capes and Scowls fame. I'm back again to tell you guys what I thought of DC's new book, Night Terrors. This is DC's new cross-title multimedia fun time event, and it gets weird very quickly. It seems like it's going to take place in a nightmare world. So where anything can happen, things are going to be off-the-wall bonkers. Deadman shows up. I like him, so that's a plus. It seems like because it goes across multiple titles, it's going to tie everybody from the DC universe together, and whatever happens because of it is my guessing where Dawn of DC is going to land in the next 6 months, year, however long this event takes. Night Terrors, DC Comics. Check it out.
And my pick of the week, it is Fish Flies, issue number 1. This is a very weird book. It's a very thick book, but it reads very, very quickly. You have a town that deals with fish flies, which are just flies that have a very short lifespan but coat everything. Think like locusts, just like coating the world kind of thing. And one night, tragedy happens, and this is about the weirdness and the supernatural that has to do with these flies and how they kind of are giving a sort of punishment to the tragedy that happened. I'm trying to be vague because it's very weird. It's a very weird story. I don't want to give anything away. It's interesting how it's told because it's told out of order. And yeah, art is fantastic in this. It really drives it. And storytelling is really phenomenal. So if you're looking for something really weird, this is it, but it's good storytelling. So, highly recommend.
All right, it's time for my pick of the week. Paul, do you know what my pick of the week is?
You know what? I actually kind of have an idea. I don't think it is, but I think I know what it could be.
You'd be right if you said Something Epic, issue number 3. I love this book. This book's so good. Little kid with imagination and daydreams and things like that. But they're real. They're in an alternate kind of plane of existence. And we really dive into what he is seeing and how he's creating. The art, whenever you have the writer and the artist being the same person, you get really cool stuff. And basically, the background in some of his dreams looks like a sketchbook, and you can really get some bizarre visuals. There's an amazing moment because the main character is a young kid, and his mother is dying of cancer. They show you her last moments in this issue, and it's really touching and really amazing. Then we get a time skip, and then that is also very fascinating and interesting to where this story is going to go forward. This book has been like a surprise smash for me. I have loved everything about it, and I hope you guys go back and check it out because it's probably going to be my pick of the week every month that comes out. It's good. You should be reading it.
And my pick of the week for this week, World's Finest Teen Titans by DC Comics. DC knocked it out of the park this week with the World's Finest title. Just a breath of fresh air for some of these characters that you really don't get to see too much of because they're not in the Bat family. I think it's interesting that we get a Silver Age take on these guys right around the same time Mark Waid's doing the World's Finest Batman Superman. I would like to see them pair up at some point. Maybe some super happy, fun time cross-title event like we saw with the Night Terrors. It would be cool. It may be a little more low-key if we get a crossover with these guys. World's Finest, Teen Titans. Check it out.
All right, that is it. Thank you, everybody, for coming and checking us out week after week. I appreciate it. I know the guys do, too. Glad we were back up to full strength-ish. I don't know. I'm a little nasally. But, yeah, I think we had a good time. So, Campfire Ashes is out. It's part 2 of... Part 1 of 2. And, you can definitely check that out. Did you do part 1 and 2, or did you split it between you and Jess?
No, Jess did does both parts.
Oh, well, there you go. It's Jess. You can't miss. If it was a Paul story, I'd be like, get it later. But no, you can't miss it, so make sure you get that day 1 and bump up all the he's looking at me. Have a good time. We'll see you next week. Don't take things so seriously. Let's just relax, all right? You.